you go.
All right, Derek.
At this point in time, our county legislative body meeting will begin its session. Chairman Clay Blazer presiding. We will say our pledge of allegiance at this time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, guys. Yeah, and if you will right now, let's just bow our heads for a moment of prayer. Dear God, we thank you so much for this opportunity to come here today, and we ask you just to go with us throughout this meeting, and we ask you to help us to do your will as we move forward with the business of our county. We ask you to guide us and help us to do things that are in your glory, and we do all this in your holy and precious name. Amen. All right, so our meeting says we're going to look at the March agenda. If you guys have that there, I'm pulling mine up here. It's March. So the following items of business will be considered. Number one, which is roll call, and I will again go ahead and say, look, Jan will do for all of these. Make sure you know where your mute button is so that we can hear that. You can unmute yourself whenever it's time. Okay, go ahead, Jan.
Gary Ford.
Here.
Calvin Ball. David Blazer.
Here.
Clay Blazer.
Here.
Norman Smith.
Here.
Terry Dawson. Jonathan Laws.
Here.
Shaleigh Benson.
Here.
Dan Bright. Casey Gillum. Forrest Clevenger.
Here.
David Veradol.
Here.
Kyle Shuto.
Here.
Gary Carver.
Here.
10 present, 4 absent.
All right, so there are 10 present and 4 absent. We will go on with number 2. And again, I will ask you, if you will, at this point in time, make sure you make use of the chat function, because right now, with number 2, we have to approve last month's minutes. Do I have a motion to accept those? And all right, so I have, I'll make a motion from Shaleigh. I saw that. Okay, and do I have a second? Seconded from Johnny Law. Okay, so I saw that in the chat function. Thank you guys very much. Is there any discussion? If not, like everything else, guys, everything has to be done via roll call. So be listening up for Miss Jan.
Gary Ford.
Yes.
Calvin Ball. David Blazer. Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Gary Dawson. Jonathan Laws.
Yes.
Shaleigh Benson.
Yes.
Dan Bright. Casey Gillum. Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Veradol.
Yes.
Kyle Shuto.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
All right. 10 present, or 10 A's and 4 nays, or 4 absent.
I just
sorry.
noticed Forrest there. I'm sorry.
All right, now, moving on, we're going to go at number 3, elections and appointments and reports. We have the following notaries and sureties: Vicki Mason, Angel Fine Barnes, Patty Briggs, and Dwight Douglas Wilkerson. Do I have a motion to accept these? All right, so I have a motion from Shaleigh, I think. And do I have a second? Seconded from Forrest. All right, is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, we will have a roll call vote again.
Gary Ford.
Yes.
David Blazer. David
Yes.
Blazer.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Terry Dawson. Jonathan Laws.
Yes.
Shaleigh Benson.
Yes.
Dan Bright. Casey Gillum. Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Veradol.
Yes.
Kyle Shuto.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
2 nays, 4 absent.
All right, so that motion carries. Now then, in the matter of committee reports, budget. I know that Heather is here with us, and she has just some, are we doing the March transfers? Actually, February and March together. Heather, are you there?
I am here. Let's just March transfers.
Okay.
I think
All right, March
February's
transfer.
done before all this happened. I
Okay.
can do March and April together, or I can do them separate, however you all want me to do them.
Let's do March with March's stuff because we got to go through an April agenda. So
Okay.
that'll just be easier.
All right. On March committee report, the first one is recommend the approval of attached transfers and amendments and waive the reading of the same for the county. If you have any, I know it's been a while, so if you have any questions about these, just let me know. I can't hear you anymore, Clay.
All right, sorry. So Heather has given those to us. We have for the March transfers. Do I have a motion to accept those? Does somebody? Oh, I see Chalet actually. And that, you know what? I'm going to apologize, Gail. I didn't realize that the other one previously was you for a thing. So I mean, I see that now. Yeah, if you'll change that. I'm sorry. On the notaries in the minutes.
Okay, so that was the motion.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. But now Chalet has had the motion to accept, and then now I see that Johnny has seconded our budgetary transfers. Does anybody have any specific questions about those? Jonathan Moss.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any?
I had one question. We were going to have the meeting last time and it was canceled. None of those budget transfers that we were given in our original packet, or we're not doing those at all.
That's what I thought these.
Is that correct,
yeah.
Heather?
Yeah,
Because we had a separate one. Yeah.
That's the ones we're doing right now, and they should have been what was originally in the budget packet for March. There are separate ones for April. We'll do those later.
There was a large transfer from the sheriff's department into supplies. Not doing that, right?
That is on this one, yes.
Oh, it was one for $85,000.
April.
There's
Yes.
there is a transfer in the sheriff's department in the March for 65
And 15.
And 15. That
and 15.
and Derek is here.
It's not on our packet. We don't have that information in our packets.
It should have went out
in
in the
March,
packet
in
for
the
March.
March packet, not the April. We just did
Not the one you just got, but the one from months ago.
I want to have some discussion on this before I want those budget transfers for the sheriff's department, the total of $80,000. I want to make a motion now. We send that back to committee. We cannot do that.
Can we?
This time, we cannot do that.
I'm here obviously on behalf of the sheriff's department. Can we discuss it? And I agree with what you're saying, but can we discuss?
I've got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
No. We had a motion.
It was okay. Now I will say there are right now technically the way that that's setting up is that it was to accept these from that was in our March that was in our March thing. Now I know that what Mr. Clevenger is saying, so everybody here is understanding, and that I am as well. His saying,
We've got two of these. We've got one for March in this packet. Then we had last month's.
mm-hmm.
No.
That's what you're on.
Again, if we're not clear, we are doing what was in last month's. We're doing two meetings in one, and so this would be your last month stuff.
This is the one that starts out with the health department on top.
Yeah, this one has. It's just these. It's these different ones. I mean, there is some from the sheriff's department. I mean, there are several, and I know what you're talking about because I'm looking at that there. Yeah, I mean, so Barry, I don't know if you can see.
Right here. I've got me and Barry a copy. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, because this is what it looks like, and then on page 2, if you can see right there, I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I've got that. This is you just tell me when we're ready for discussion, Clay. I don't want
Okay.
to.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I guess right now the motion in a second is to accept these, but now I think again, and just to make it clear, your concern is about these two on the sheriff's department. That
Okay. This is the thing. Derek, I spoke with Derek. They have this extra money that's left over from whatever accounts they're coming from. If I'm not mistaken, the intention is to buy bulletproof ballistic shields for the officers. Am I not correct, Derek?
Yeah, if I may, thank you, Forrest. It is to continue to buy some ballistic shields, but also where we heard the new school resource officer, some other equipment that we need to finalize with them, also some tasers and some lack of rifles. But to step aside of that, also in the situation we're in, we've had to buy some PPE equipment that was not anticipated and we did not have prepared for in the past. So we've purchased some, and also our line item is in the negative at this point. Also, this money's in our budget, and also we work with our budget. What we'd like to do, we've looked at the transfer, and it's around $80,000, like you said. With everything going on, we know what we need to purchase to continue to do the things we need to do. We'd like to actually reduce that back, probably to 40,000, and later on we can look at what we need. Like I said, we're trying to get through what we got, but reduce that back and then just leave the money in our budget. And also at the end, if it remains, it'll remain in the general fund.
This is my issue. How much money are you spending on ballistic shields?
Probably between 15, 20, if I finalize them out.
I made a phone call. I called every sheriff's department within 100 miles of here. Sevier County, Jefferson County, Greene County, Hamlin County. Out of all those, they have one shield between all four. They do not buy these. Okay. Jefferson County has one shield that's been in their closet for 4 years. All their SWAT teams have these shields. Right now, we're facing a budget shortfall that we don't even know how bad it's going to be. I'm against transferring any large sums of money at this point for anything, unless it's mandatory, unless it's something that we have to have. You're trying to buy something that no other sheriff's department within 100 miles of here has. We've already bought some of these. We've got more shields than any sheriff's department around here. I'm against transferring any of this money until we can get it sent back to finance and let us know exactly where every dime of this is going.
Well, again, as I can answer back to you, obviously there's some other equipment besides shield we're talking about, and obviously I looked at reducing that way down at this point in time to try to do some things, but again, we had to buy some PPE equipment, and hopefully we'll get 100% reimbursement on that, but obviously we need to do that front. But again, tasers and things like that, that are, the school resource officers, we got an additional 7 school resource officers. We didn't realize some of the things that they didn't have. So we tried to work that in our budget, what we got. So again, I'd like to say some of it, we want to be reasonable too and work together. You know that.
If we took out those shields, what would that put your line item to? Is that going to be the 40K and those are completely out, or how are you doing it?
Well, with the 40K, I'm in the negative already. So I'm buying some other equipment. I ain't gonna be able to buy a lot of shields with the 40K, and that's fine. I mean, right now, obviously the PPE equipment, some of the tasers and the rifles that, the school resource officer, we got a shortage. Right. Those are our primary focus right now. I mean, if I can get 3 or 4 shields after I get all that other stuff done, fine and good. If I can't, I can't.
Hey, Derek.
Yes.
If your PPE equipment, about how much did you spend on that? I'm just
we've
curious.
spent out about $17,000 as I was tracking.
Oh, I mean, I know you all need that stuff. So what my question would be, how much more do you say, for instance, if we had, more people getting sick and those kind of things, how much more would you need to spend on PPE equipment, do you think? And I know that's going to probably, with them trying to open back up and everything, it would be more. So I just don't want us to be short. I don't want you all to be out there and be short something for your officers that you need. You know what I'm saying?
Well, our main focus, thank you, is obviously the safety of our officers. So we want to continue to serve the community the best we can and take care of our people, and also take care of the jail and our staff there, and take care of all the inmates that's in custody and the ones that have to come into custody. But I mean, that we
just backing down to that 40. I mean, if you're saying,
yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable.
And you think that'll be enough? Say, for instance, if we do start opening back up and things get worse.
I think if that
May
gets
need
worse, I'm
more
gonna have to
than that.
relook at, I would have to relook at, what
Okay.
we've got within our budget and see what else we would need immediately and address that immediately. And go with what our needs are and things like that. And that's what we've done here.
Okay, well, I mean, I just want to make sure that the people out there serving us, especially during this time, are going to have what they need, because I don't want you all getting sick, and I mean, I'm staying at the house, so.
Yes.
This is my point here. This is my point. If you had it in your budget at the beginning of the year, you've got it to spend. Every year, this is the second year we've been through this. Okay, there always seems to be a lot of extra money left over in certain accounts, such as the payroll, your guards, retirement, a lot of these things. What I'm concerned about is if you did not budget for it, you don't get it. We can't keep doing this.
Right. I see your point exactly, but what we don't want to do up front is to ask for funds in our budget that we can, if we can work it out, manage throughout the year, we can get it otherwise in our budget and doing transfers and things like that instead of get for the money up front where it ties down tax dollars. That's what we don't want to do.
How many positions do you have open right now in the sheriff's department that are not being filled?
I have 0 positions in the sheriff's department currently.
Where's all this money coming from? If there's
As you look in the insurance line item and the retirement line item, if somebody quits, obviously insurance takes 30 days to pick up. Obviously, that's a cost that comes back at $7,000.
Then you have an open position.
At this moment, we've had open position. I just filled one a week ago. Actually, I'll take that back. I have one that's interviewing tomorrow as the dispatcher.
That's $65,000 in employee insurance that's being transferred. That's over 6 positions, almost 8 positions. It's $8,000 a year for employee insurance. That's 8 positions.
We have a motion.
Again, as you say, Mr. Clevenger, as far as retirement, it takes 6 months for somebody to retirement to start. So from the point we hire them, it takes 6 months. So that builds up. When we budget our insurance and retirement, we budget for every position number wise, as far as their salary and as far as head count. That's a flat number up front. And I know the finance director can answer that. Many of you discussed it, and I appreciate that. But that's there's no fluff there. That's the real number at the beginning of our budget for every individual employee.
And I will say, I'm going to interject here for just a second because Miss Benson she asked a second ago that she would like to amend her motion to accept all those with the exception of the those two line items there that Mr. Clevenger has that are of issue. It's the $15,000 and the $65,000. She her motion is to accept everything but those two, and we can come back and discuss those specifically later. And then I assume that Ms. Blazer seconds that particular amendment because she had gone along with it. So right now, let me say, and we'll come back to yours in just a second for us. But do we have any other discussion about any of the other issues here?
Clay, is that going to put their line out of the red? Because I think that's what Chalet was wanting to do, was to put it out of the red and discuss the rest of it later.
I'm sorry. Now go ahead. Gayla, do you mind to re-say that? I apologize.
I think Chalet had written on there on the chat that she wanted to amend her motion to put their line item out of the red and discuss the rest later. So that money, you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. Okay, and I'll go back and I will amend that. It's not that we're going to eliminate the 15 and the 65,000, but just to get them out of the red and those two.
So how much money would that be?
Derek,
Would that be?
It's not in that account is not in the red. There is over $8,000 in that account right now.
Negative. If you say the parentheses, it's not in parentheses, it means negative.
Negative. That is negative.
Yes, sir.
I think that's what Chalet's wanting to do.
You're right.
Is that right, Chalet? Okay.
You are right.
I just
That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's 8,000. All right. So if we're looking at that, since they are 8,000 in the red, I'm going to go back and I'm going to let me just rephrase that so that we're all clear. Right now, our motion is going to be to accept everything, but I'm going to say those two areas right there. We're going to come back and address them to get it out of the red. Okay. let's take everything here and let's say we're gonna accept all the other property or all the other budget transfers with the exception of the 54-10-10-204 state retirement, which is $15,000 in the sheriff's department, and then the 54-10-10-431 law enforcement supplies, which is $65,000. Okay, and I've marked those here for you too. That's what we're going to do right now to accept that. Then we're going to come back and talk about how to get them out of the red. Okay, Gayla, if that makes sense. With that being said, is there any other discussion about anything else other than those two items right there? All right, if not, then Jan's going to do a roll call to accept these with the exception of those two right there.
Barry Ford,
Oh, yeah, I had him on mute. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Clay Blazer,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Laws,
Yes.
Shaleigh Benson,
Yes.
and down to Forrest Clevenger,
Yes.
David Veradol,
He's probably on mute.
Kyle Shute,
Yes, please.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
And
Barrett,
David,
all votes yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good.
thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now then, let's go back to this. My understanding is we have these other two areas, and right now, I'm not going to. I know one of our concerns was about the. Right now, there's a total of 15,000 and 65,000, which is 80,000. In order to get them out of the red, then we need about $8,000. Is that not correct, Derek? I'm just
8,300.
8,300 is what we are in the red right now. So, do I have a motion
I
to?
make a, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
We really need
I'd like-
84.
Okay,
I'd like-
8,400.
I'd
Yeah.
like to make the motion. We make the $15,000 transfer
Okay,
to get them out of the red.
okay,
And then if they want to transfer the remainder to bring it back to the finance committee. That way we can discuss it instead of the budget committee. It can be more in depth and we'll be able to explain it to the other commissioners better that way. I make the motion.
Yeah,
we
I'll second
transfer
that.
15,000.
okay. All right.
I'll second that motion.
Yes, all right. Now, so I have a motion from Mr. Clevenger and a second from Mr. Shute to again take the 54-10-10-204 state retirement, and we're going to make that budgetary transfer into the law enforcement supplies. All right. So, is there any discussion with that? And that's seconded by Mr. Shute.
Excuse me, Clay. Can you see Barry? He got his computer working now.
Oh, let me go just a second. Let me see,
Barry's
John.
got his iPad running.
Oh, I see that he's in here. Can he see us? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're good there. Go ahead. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Very good. All right. Very good. Okay. So, is there any other discussion, guys? If there's not, then Jan's going to again continue to do a roll call.
Barry Ford,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Clay Blazer,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Laws,
Yes.
Shaleigh Benson,
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger,
Yes.
David Veradol,
Yes.
Kyle Shute,
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
10-4.
All right. Very good. Now, Heather, going back to you.
I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. And if you didn't hear Derek,
Could we send that 60,000 to finance and we talk about it the next meeting?
Yes, that'd be perfectly fine. Thank you.
All right.
all right, guys. Now, Heather, I think you still have a couple of others that are on this March packet, correct?
Sorry, it keeps muting me. Okay. The next thing I have is that the committee recommends the approval of the attached transfers and amendments, waiving the reading of the same for the school system for March.
Right, so that is the school system transfers, and again, that's on the last 2 pages of your agenda. And I would ask, I know that but if somebody could again, let's use the chat function here. It just keeps it a little bit more orderly. So I have a motion to accept these. Shalay makes a motion to accept. Shalay Benson, do I have a seconded from Forrest? Very good. All right, is there any discussion? All right, I'm going to see none. So seeing none, Jan will do a roll call vote for us again.
Barry Ford. Gayla Blazer.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Law.
Yes.
Shalay Benson.
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Verdahl.
Yes.
Kyle Schutte.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
10 and 4.
All right, Heather, was there anything else?
All right. Yeah, I've got a couple more things. The next thing is the committee recommended the approval of a transfer from unassigned fund balance of $3,789.60 to Sessions Court office equipment to purchase new computers. Peachy had come before the budget committee and asked for this, and the budget committee approved and recommended this.
Okay. So do I have a motion to accept that? Forrest made the motion. All right, do I have a second? Thank you, Forrest. And seconded from Gayla. All right, is there any discussion? Questions? All right, thank you all very much. Jan, we'll go on ahead and do a roll call vote on that.
Barry Ford.
Yes.
Gayla Blazer.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Laws.
Yes.
Shalay Benson.
Yes.
You're on the camera now.
Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Verdahl.
Yes.
Kyle Schutte.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
10 and 4.
All right, Heather, was that it? I think.
No, I got one more thing.
Okay. All right.
All right. The last thing on that sheet were some some things that were brought after the March one. I guess I should have put it on the April one, but I didn't. This is some grants that the sheriff's department has gotten. So we need to amend the budget for those. It's an alcohol grant and a network coordinator grant, and so we have to amend the budget for that.
Okay, do you have those? Are those on this same?
Yeah, they should have been on the budget committee report, this sheet, Clay,
Oh, okay.
for everybody. And they're at the very bottom. They're these
Okay.
right here.
Oh, those two at the bottom. Okay, I see them now. My fault.
Those are grants.
Okay. All right, do I have a motion to accept? All right. All right. So Shalay has a motion to accept the amendment and Forrest seconded it. Thank you guys very much. Is there any discussion? All right. If we have none, then let's go ahead and have a roll call vote again.
Barry Ford.
Yes.
Gayla Blazer.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Law.
Yes.
Shalay Benson.
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Verdahl.
Still on the mute button.
Yes.
Kyle Schutte.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
10 and 4.
All right, now Heather, that's it, right?
I'm done for March.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you. At least for March. All right, then going on. Number 2, we have landfill. Did they have a meeting or anything going from that?
They attempted, we didn't have a quorum.
Okay, all right. Very good. Then we'll go on to general. Was there anything?
I had a question on landfill.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We allocated 3 pennies to them at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the financial year for equipment and equipment upgrades. Have they been able to use that money? Because that's the way I understand it, they're not being allowed to use the money that we allocated for them to use.
You're talking
think-
about the 2 pennies that got put in there at the budget time?
Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
2, yeah, okay, the 2 pennies.
It was 2, and it was just put in unassigned fund balance because their fund balance was very tight when we were working on budgets, and so I wanted that money there in case something happened for them. And I think they're actually going to need it to make a fund to make a balanced budget for next
Okay,
year.
that's good. Well, Chan, I spoke with Chan. They need another piece of equipment to mow with.
Yeah.
We talked about that. And then I'm like, well, my suggestion to him would have been to rent or to buy it on, really to finance the equipment because they've got such good deals on the piece that he needs. And we could stretch that out. But that's something we can take to landfill.
Yeah,
It's a-
and
we'll
Chandler
do-
and I talked about it some, so we're working on getting some quotes and figuring out what we can do.
Good. They really need help out there. Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. All right, then continuing on after landfill, do we have anything from general?
No, we did not have a meeting this month.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Public safety.
No meeting this month.
Okay. Purchasing.
It was scheduled, but didn't happen because of,
Okay. That's
Is it
understandable.
possible, is it possible now that we're able to do the video conferencing that we can reschedule the finance or the purchasing meeting? We really need to look into hiring a purchasing agent. That's something we do need to move forward on. We can save a lot of money if we have a actual purchasing agent who handles that. That department over there is overwhelmed. We've got to do something about finding somebody with Heather. You know, it's going to cost a little bit of money. We are going to have to actually work and find a place to put them, but we are going to save money. It could be a large sum of money. A lot of these transfers are coming at the sheriff's department, you know, $25,000, $30,000 in equipment. If we had an actual purchasing agent, to cut that down by a huge percentage. That goes for every department, not just the sheriff's department. That's just something I think we need to look into.
All right. Norman, go ahead.
Well, the old saying goes, it takes money to make money. I don't see anywhere in the world right now we're going to be able to hire anybody new or move or do anything extra these budgets with what's going on. I'm telling you guys, we're fixing to go into a budget time, and I've been on this board for several years now, like we've never seen before with everything going on. So we better be very, very careful going forward.
I would say that I think that is I would agree with Norman, but I also agree with Forrest whenever we're looking on both of those things. I think one of the things that we do need to try to do though is and I mean, if we could maybe do some sort of virtual purchasing meeting just to again get the ball rolling, because I mean there's several things that I think that they just need to maybe potentially look at. So I mean,
no doubt we need a meeting.
yes.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
Mayor.
saying that.
No, and I didn't think that you were, Norman, at all. I just was going to say, Mayor, if you don't mind, could you try to maybe whenever we get finished here, we can get with John and either use Teams or Zoom or something and have some kind of a virtual meeting for that particular purchasing committee, just so we can kind of get the ball rolling on some stuff. Because whenever finally the everything opens up, which I guess you all did see today that the governor has said as of April 30th, he wants for more things opened back up. So, I mean, but still some social distancing, some still rules, but I mean, maybe that's something we can still work on, just kind of moving forward with, so that whenever we are open back up, we haven't just lost all this particular time, that we can kind of move forward. Is that something you think you can take care of, Mayor?
yes, Heather
Right.
actually had the other one scheduled, so we'll get it
Okay.
scheduled.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to continue on down when we're seeing here in the matter report from the county mayor. And this is from March. I know we have 2 months going, but
I'll just do it in April.
okay. Sounds good. Any commissioners for anything in March? I'm sorry, county attorney. I should not have skipped over you. County attorney, do you have anything to make mention, or do you want to do that in April?
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any commissioners? Do you want to make any comments here or wait till April? I mean, we've got to do both. So.
Well, I'll go ahead and say this now, and it's something that Heather really needs to take a look at. And I've thought about this. We're going to have a huge shortfall, maybe not so huge, but a shortfall in our sales tax, tax revenue. Okay. several months ago, we had brought the issue up about the fire department. Fire department is funded solely on situs-based tax, period. We should have had these accounts put in, not just this administration, the prior ones. That way we know if we're going to have enough money in situs-based tax to actually fund that department this year. Because I guarantee you, we are not going to have the revenue in sales tax to fund $1 million fire department. I think we really need to look at that because there is a potential for a lawsuit from a city resident if we have to use property tax or any other source of revenue other than situs to fund that fire department. That's something it's nothing we can deal with right now, but it definitely needs to be looked into before the budget. We may have to really take up this issue of fire tax districts again to fund it if we're going to have a shortfall. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Do we have anybody have anything else? All right, if not, we're going to continue on with a matter of report from the county partnership. That copy was enclosed. Obviously, a report from First Call Ambulance Service, Keep Cotton County Beautiful, Friends of the Animal Shelter. I don't think we have anything. It's on here, number 13, a matter of report from the County Corrections Partnership Committee. Do we have anything to report there, or is that going to be in April? Nothing to report there. Let's go on to number 4. In a matter of addressing the following property tax refunds. Jason A. Davis for $988. That was enclosed. Would anyone like to make the motion that we go on ahead and refund this? All right, I have a motion from Gayla and a second from Forrest. They were the first on the draw. All right, is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will have a roll call vote.
Barry Ford. Barry Ford. Gayla Blazer.
Yes.
That mute gets me every time.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Miles.
Yes.
Shirley Benson.
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger.
Yes.
David Verdahl.
Yes.
Kyle Shute.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
10-4.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys again. All right. Number 5, new business. In the matter of the reappointment of Mari Schultz to the E911 board. Do I have a motion to accept that? I know. I don't know if I've just got a delay here. All right. So I have a motion to accept from Gary Carver. Do I have a second?
Barry seconded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Barry did. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. I did not see that. Barry seconded that. All right. Again, is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go on ahead to Jan. We'll have a roll call vote.
Barry Ford.
Yes.
Gayla Blazer.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Laws.
Yes.
Shirley Benson.
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger.
No. I want to be the only no.
David Verdahl.
Yes.
Kyle Shute.
Yes.
Gary Carver.
Yes.
1 nay. 4 absent. 9 ayes.
That motion carries. In the matter of the annual waste reduction report, and that copy was enclosed, do we have a motion to accept that? Again, I'm looking on the chat to see if anybody has. All right, I have a motion from Gayla to accept that and a second. Seconded from Barry Ford. Very good. Let's go on ahead and we will have another roll call vote.
Barry Ford.
Yes.
Gayla Blazer.
Get my hang of this.
Yes.
Clay Blazer.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Laws.
Yes.
Shirley Benson,
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger,
Yes.
David Verdahl,
Yes.
Kyle Shute,
Yes.
Gary Carver,
Yes.
10-4.
All right, so that motion carries. Then guys, we're going on to the back. Do we have miscellaneous? Do we have anything else to adjust from our March meeting? All right, if not, do I have a motion to adjourn our March meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
A motion from Forrest to adjourn. Do I have a second? Seconded from, I think that's Gayla. There's Chalet. We'll go with that. All right, so I guess we have to have a roll call on that too.
Oh,
I know that that's crazy, but I mean, we just have to do that. And we'll take a brief minute for a break, and then we'll go to our open meeting.
Barry Ford,
Yes.
Gayla Blaze,
Yes.
Clay Blazer,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Laws,
Yes.
Shirley Benson,
Yes.
Forrest Clevenger,
No, I don't want to go anywhere.
David Verdahl,
Yes.
Kyle Shute,
Yes.
Gary Carver,
Yes.
9-1-4.
All right, so the March meeting is adjourned. Now, John, I assume that you will want to stop the recording now, just so that we can again record in just another second.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay. So we can go, and again, we'll just go straight in.